marks a significant solemn moment, and we are thrilled to have such a diverse and distinguished audience to share it with. Mrs. Kala Chandrasekhar, trustee of Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, will lead the chief guest, Dr. Janardhan Hebbar, Ayurveda physician from Mangalore and a pioneer towards digitalization of Ayurveda, to the dais. Following them, Mr. S.N. Balasubramanian, trustee, will lead presiding officer Rotarian Sridhar Jagannathan, past governor RI District 3232 and chief executive officer Magal Engineering Tech Private Limited, to the dais. And Mrs. Lalita Venkatakrishnan, trustee of Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, will lead Dr. L. Mahadevan, renowned Ayurvedacharya from Darsanakop and the Trust's ardent patron. We are indeed very honored that these eminent personalities are here with us today. Let your life be a lamp to guide others on their journey to find the true purpose of their lives. We now request Mrs. Thangam Venkatraman, Mrs. Sharda Mahadevan, Mrs. Srividya Balasubramanian, Mrs. P.A. Subbalakshmi, and Mrs. Punita Sridhar to light the Kuttuvalakku for an auspicious start to the event. Thank you, gracious ladies. We now invite Giri's cousin, Kavya Janaki, who is the director of one of our companies, Heavenly Fuel Private Limited, to render the invocation that invokes the spirit of Mother India on the occasion of India's 76th Independence Day.
பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு, இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு, எங்கள் பாரத நாடு, இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு. ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர்மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே, ஞானத்திலே பரமோனத்திலே உயர்மானத்திலே அன்னதானத்திலே, கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர்நாடு, கானத்திலே அமுதாக நிறைந்த கவிதையிலே உயர்நாடு, இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு. தீரத்திலே படை வீரத்திலே நெஞ்சு நீரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே, தீரத்திலே பரிவீரத்திலே நெஞ்சு நீரத்திலே உபகாரத்திலே, சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர்நாடு சாரத்திலே மிகு சாத்திரம் கண்டு தருவதிலே உயர்நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் பாரத நாடு இந்த பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு இந்த நாடு நல்ல நாடு எங்கள் நாடு பாருக்குள்ளே நல்ல நாடு.
Thank you, Kavya, for that melodious rendition. We now request Giri's mother, Mrs. Lalita Venkatakrishnan, Trustee of Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment and Managing Director of Heavenly Fuel Private Limited, to welcome the gathering.
Esteemed dignitaries on the dais, distinguished doctors, business associates, friends in Rotary, invited guests, and my colleagues from the Color Amalgamations Group, good evening and greetings to you all. Dr. Janardhan Hebbar, MD in Ayurveda, is a health and lifestyle blogger and an author. He is the founder of Easy Ayurveda, a popular online platform dedicated to Ayurveda teaching. Accepting our invitation, he has come from Mangalore to deliver the Giridhar Memorial Lecture. A hearty welcome to you, Doctor. J. Sridhar is a passionate engineer and a compassionate Rotarian. He held many positions in Rotary, culminating with governorship for the Rotary year 2021-22. As an engineer, he climbed to the position of Chief Executive Officer of Mughal Engineering Private Limited, the subsidiary of Mughal Engineering UK. We thank you for accepting our invitation to preside over this edition of the Giridhar Lecture. A warm welcome to you, sir. Renowned Ayurvedacharya Dr. L. Mahadevan has been a great source of strength to us and has been constantly guiding our team of doctors and research scholars. He is our friend, philosopher, and guide. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming Dr. L. Mahadevan, the fountainhead of Ayurvedic wisdom. I thank you all for honoring our invitation with your gracious presence. We have all assembled here this evening to commemorate the memory of my only son, V.S.Giridhar. Giri, as we fondly call him, reached his heavenly abode on this day 8 years back at the tender age of 23. He succumbed to the dreadful disease, multiple sclerosis. Post Giri's demise, we came across his notes in his diary, where he had expressed his desire to see a disease-free world through setting up a trust and to find a cure for chronic illness through Indian medicines. My husband and I saw this as Giri's directive to us. Soon, we came out of our grief, and Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment Trust was born on 3rd March 2016 on his 24th birthday. Sri Rajashyamala Ayush Vaidishala, under the auspices of the trust, was inaugurated on 26 September 2016 to provide consultation and treatment under Ayurveda, Siddha, Varma, and homeopathy streams of medicines. My son founded Heavenly Fuel Private Limited with the objective of offering products that are pure and pristine, just like the fuel from the heaven. He firmly believed in all types of non-conventional medical systems. Ayurveda, Siddha, homeopathy, Chinese, Tibetan traditional medicines, and herbal medicines were highly appreciated and respected by him. My husband, N.S. Venkatakrishnan, lost his battle with cancer 2 years ago. With my painful experience with these dreadful diseases of our times, I am convinced that without the support of alternative medicines, we will not be able to revamp the health sector. At Golden Jubilee Biotech Park Siriseri, we manufacture GMP and Ayush certified high quality Ayurvedic, Sastric and proprietary churnams and herbal nutraceuticals. We have a dedicated team of researchers who are passionate about innovative Ayurvedic medicines and nutraceuticals. Our research team comprises domain experts in biotechnology, molecular biology, plant biology, and Ayurveda. The R&D team's current focus is on formulations of enhanced drugs for chronic kidney disease, subfertility, and cardiac health supplements. Our recent innovation is an oral dispersible tablet designed to reduce the side effects of radiotherapy, which is currently under pilot study at the Cancer Institute, Adyar. Nourished skin is a healthy skin. Heavenly Fuel, under the brand name Heavena, offers a wide range of natural skin products that are handmade with pure natural ingredients sourced directly from Mother Nature. We are privileged and proud to associate ourselves with self-help group women who create these unique ranges of products such as body cleansers, clay masks, and handmade butter soaps with lots of love and care. After Giri's death, my husband and I wanted to make his vision a reality. It is unfortunate that my husband Venkatakrishnan was diagnosed with colorectal cancer in 2019. He was valiantly battling the disease, but all of a sudden, fate took him away on 14th October 2021. As a homage to my dear late husband, I was not in the right mindset to conduct the 6th memorial lecture on 15th August 2022. During this time, I was able to process my thoughts and mind, and the grim experiences in my life have made my spirit stronger. To achieve the vision of my son and husband, I am determined to carry on the legacy. The invite of this year's Giridhar Memorial Lecture carries the story of a boy throwing back a stranded starfish back to the ocean with the conviction that his act would make a difference to the fish he saved. We too share the same conviction to provide health care and cure to patients who come to us. It is said that death leaves a heartache no one can heal. It is also said that love leaves a memory no one can steal. We decided that memorial lectures on subjects closer to Giri's heart will be the most appropriate way to cherish his memory and celebrate his noble vision within the courts. I want to see a disease-free world. Giri, my dear son, we all know you would be with us today if heaven wasn't so far away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Lalita, for setting the tone for the evening. According to Bhagavad Gita, the body may be perishable, but the dwellers in the bodies are eternal, indestructible, and impenetrable. The family and friends of Giri still feel his loving presence within all of us. We shall now play a short video on Giri's journey through his life.
To you today on the 15th of August. We can't believe that Giri is not with us anymore. It was our dream come true when he was born on the 3rd of March 1992 at the Aisha Hospital. This is Dr. Mary John and our family friend Dr. Sumati Menon playing with Giri on his first birthday. Giri had tremendous respect for spiritual gurus like Jayendra Saraswati. He enjoyed his Upanayam at Hotel Maris. Giri was very good at many games like chess and snooker. In chess, he went right up to the national finals. He studied in St. Michael's, Adya from LKG to 12th standard. He was a very popular student at the school and had a large number of close friends. Right from a very young age, Giri had extraordinary knowledge of business and stock market. He was invited by many Rotary clubs to advise them on stock market issues. The Rotarians could not believe how he had such in-depth knowledge at the young age of 16 when he was not even qualified and old enough to trade. One of Rotary's prestigious annual programs is the Semester at Sea, for which one boy and one girl were eligible to participate. Giri was the chosen male participant representing the entire Rotary District 3230. He was also invited to speak at the Ethiraj College on the United Nations Day. Giri was also a sought-after quizmaster. He was one of the youngest NLP certificate holders in the whole world at the age of 16. The Adya Times published an article on him about his extraordinary capabilities in the share market. He was one of the youngest corporate trainers at big organizations like BPCL. Giri was very eager that the society should switch to organic food to avoid health problems. His tremendous knowledge and business acumen resulted in the creation of a new company, Heavenly Fuel Private Limited, in 2012. This company sells a variety of herbal products. Destiny suddenly took away Giri from all of us on the 15th of August 2015. Soon after that, we accidentally located his diary where he had expressed his strong desire to create a disease-free world. With this vision in mind, Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, abbreviated as GRACE, was started on 3rd March 2016. The same year, this trust inaugurated Sri Rajashyamala Vaidyashala. This Vaidyashala is already curing a large number of patients. The trust also is actively involved in tree plantation, Annadanam, and health camps. Very soon, the production facility will start manufacturing a variety of herbal products. The vacuum created by Giri's passing away can never be filled up. We miss you a lot, Giri. We are able to continue only because we believe that you are always with us.
And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. Paulo Coelho. Giri had wanted to write an autobiography on his life titled During the Course of My Journey. He managed to start the book with the help of a close family friend, Mrs. Malini Nair. Unfortunately, due to his untimely demise, the book could not be finished. Dr. Kamala Vishwanathan is a professional counselor, Reiki specialist, and a certified hypnotherapist. She also happens to be a prolific writer in Hindi and English, having penned many short stories and novels. She became Mr. and Mrs. Venkatakrishnan's neighbor a few years after Giri's passing and soon blossomed into one of their trusted friends and well-wishers. At their behest, she had graciously agreed to complete the autobiography. We were able to launch the book virtually during the pandemic through the support of Madras Management Association on Giri's 29th birth anniversary. We now request Dr. Kamala to shed some light on this remarkable experience of hers.
Dignitaries on the dais, and my dear friends. Dignitaries on the dais, and my dear friends, before I start, I would like to wish everyone a happy Independence Day, because it's a really happy time for us, because we have all become independent. We can think independently, we can write independently, and we can do so many things independently. Now I'm going to talk about Giri. I consider it my great privilege to talk about the autobiography of Giri, titled During the Course of My Journey. This book deals with the struggles and achievements of a young boy who teaches everyone on earth to confront the challenges in life boldly. In his foreword to this book, corporate advisor Mr. Sheshasai rightly said that many souls who come to this world with a divine purpose have been discovered and venerated by mankind much after their bodily lives. Giri will no doubt join that pantheon. Quoted from his book, Giri had said, I had a deep feeling down in me that I was sent to this world to touch people's life and heal them. In fact, it is wrong to call it my book because it is not. This is Giri's book, virtually dictated by him. Though I did not get an opportunity to meet him, but I strongly believe that we had a soul connection. And that is the reason the book has come out the way he wanted it. I used to have regular conversations with him. Although it feels strange, but it is the truth. Whatever he wanted me to write, I could write only that. Whatever he did not like, I could never write that. Many authors generally have these feelings while writing their book, but in Giri's case, it was very deep. Way back in 2017, my flat was demolished and handed over for redevelopment. Then we moved to the flat next to Venkatakrishnan and Lata. By then, my husband was suffering from cancer, 4th stage. I was in deep sorrow. I had to be with my husband all the time. I never had any time to mingle with my neighbors and know what they were going through and what their sorrow was. After my husband's demise, I was heartbroken. Since Lata and Venkat had experienced the sorrow of losing someone, this brought us closer. Lata was the one who asked me suddenly one day if I would help her by writing autobiography of her son Giri. That was the first time I had actually heard about Giri's sufferings and his struggles, since I was not aware of her son before. It was strange of her asking me to write about Giri because I had not seen him. I did not know anything about the boy, and I was really wondering how I was going to write about him. I was so confused of not knowing how to write a book about someone whom I had no idea about. But this gave me an opportunity to come out of my sorrow. When I decided to write, I wanted to clarify with Lata the reason why she chose me to write the autobiography of her son. She replied, I think you're good at getting into people's souls and reflecting their emotions. That was the reason I accepted to write it. Before beginning my work, I asked Giri's father, Venkatakrishnan, what were the highlights that he wanted me to present in the book. He said, it is your book. write whatever you want. We are not going to interfere in it. After I decided to write, I contacted many people and interviewed them. Every night I used to sit for a long time and discuss with Giri. You'll be wondering, how did I discuss with Giri? Either he would come in my dream, or he would just tell me that this is what, something in my mind would tell me this is what he wants me to express. His uncle Shivaraman was the one with whom I could discuss everything. Whatever I would write, I would go and sit with him and I'll read it out. And he would be surprised how I could write about him all the things that was all true. Venkat and Lata did not give me any details about their son's life since they were still in grief. I interviewed dozens of his relatives, colleagues, friends, and others. Giri's parents did not interfere in my writing. In fact, they encouraged me to write the interviews without telling them. They had the whole script only after it was completed. Only then they read it. They never even read it before. This is the book about the roller coaster life and searing, intense personality of a creative entrepreneur, Giri, who despite a serious disease thought about bringing a change in the vast medical field. There is an honesty, a truth in his expression that every reader would find endearing. This is also a book for innovation. Giri stands as the ultimate icon of inventiveness, imagination, and sustained innovation. He always thought differently. In doing so, he defined innovation, which is seeing what everybody has seen, but thinking what nobody had thought. Giri taught me a lot of things. He taught me that pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is optional. His parents did their best until his last breath. After his father's passing, his mother still continues to be engaged in research in the field of Ayurvedic medicines. I think the divine has chosen them to do this work for benefit of humanity. His mother continues to serve his cause with focus, almost as an extended and altruistic expression in their mourning. A gallant spirit like his cannot be destroyed by a defect in the body. Thinking of his stubborn refusal to accept defeat makes me believe that his spirit lives on. He said, if you want to carry my legacy forward, create a disease-free world and always think big. This is one line which I like very much, and this was dictated to me by Giri. Always remember that a sincere good wish becomes a command to the universe, which will definitely make it happen. I think it is making it happen as he said. As Lata has already mentioned, Giri's end unexpectedly came on 15th August 2015 at the age of 23. He had desired to see a disease-free world through the creation of a trust to discover alternate medicines to combat chronic illness and find lasting cures. A lot of research is going on in this field, but that is not enough. So much more has to be done. Large number, people should come in large numbers and buy the book and read it to appreciate our blessings. The sale proceeds of this book will go to support the research activities of the Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, a public charitable trust. We have kept a few books available here. If anybody is interested in buying at a discount of 10%, all can buy. You know, it is only to help people because there is so much of research going on in the clinic that if they get more money, more finance and support, then the research can be really successful. It is not enough because, you know, in this field, work is not so fast. Work is not going so fast as it is expected. So many people are suffering from multiple sclerosis. A lady had come to us with multiple sclerosis and we did help her a lot and she seems to have recovered from that. I wanted her to come and talk to you all today, but for some reason she could not come. But there are people who are getting the relief, but that is not enough. We need more and more funds for the research so that we could find some medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, to cure such people. I would request you again all to buy the book in a large number or donate something for the research center so that more and more work can be done in this field. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kamala. We would also like to thank you for your huge monetary contributions to the Trust. Thank you once again. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. We now would like to screen a snippet about Giri's vision of a disease-free world.
In the whole universe, we're situated in the very beautiful planet called Earth. Unfortunately, we are living in the most polluted era. The air that we breathe in, the water that we drink, and even the food that we eat, everything has become more polluted. In addition to these factors, stress lifestyle creates a major impact on one's health. V.S.Giridhar, a braving soul who suffered with the dreadful disease multiple sclerosis, envisioned to create a disease-free world. Is it possible to visualize a disease-free world now? Is it a utopian dream or a possible reality? We think it is possible. It's a motto that gave birth to Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment. Every initiative adds its own element of shock to begin with. Giridhar wanted to find cure for multiple sclerosis, kidney disorders, neuro problems, and many more chronic diseases through Indian medicine. Post his untimely demise on 15th August 2015 at a tender age of 23, a public charitable trust, Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, was founded on 3rd March 2016 as his birthday remembrance to carry out his unfinished agenda of creating a disease-free world. To achieve this Himalayan task, we chose to follow Ayush system of Indian medicine initiated by ancient sages. Which means, from delusion, lead me to truth. From darkness, lead me to light. From death, lead me to immortality. Chief objects of the trust is to institute and support research work and studies in areas of Indian medicine, to find remedies for chronic ailments, and to provide medical relief to poor and needy through Ayush system. In September 2016, Sri Rajashamla Ayush Vaidyasala was established under the auspices of the trust. The clinic provides free consultation from Monday to Saturday between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Qualified and experienced doctors are appointed to provide free consultation. Varmakalai, a traditional art of providing treatment by stimulation of vital points in our body. We are pleased to offer this service every month at our clinic. Listening is often the only thing needed to help someone. We provide counseling to our patients every day of the week. We have a GMP and Ayush certified manufacturing facility at Golden Jubilee Biotech Park, Siruseri. We manufacture unique Ayurvedic Sastric Churnams that are currently not in the market. the desire of a founder, V.S. Giridhar, in creating a disease-free world.
All of us are eagerly awaiting to hear this year's memorial lecture from our chief guest, Dr. Janardhan V. Hebbar. We now call upon our colleague and consultant Ayurveda physician, Dr. M. Hari Krishnan, to introduce Dr. Hebbar to all of us.
We are delighted to have with us the speaker of this year's memorial lecture, Dr. Janardhan Hebbar, who has come all the way from Mangalore, Karnataka. There are two significant aspects to his contribution. One, his contribution to the web presence of Ayurveda, the medicines, the diseases, the plants, and the books that he has written in the form of e-books. The disease description and drug databases are unsurpassable for any Ayurvedic physician who is practicing in this modern era. These have immensely uplifted the clinical practice of Ayurveda physicians, and the general public has benefited to a larger extent through his health tips, lifestyle, and diet descriptions. Number two, his persistence or perseverance, whatever word you may call from the dictionary, that has made him achieve this feat. His untiring effort in loading all the information available in the text into the digital world. Several thousands of visitors to his websites every day have only proven one Sanskrit shloka, which is Udyame nahi siddhyanti karyani na manoratehi nahi pravishanti mukhe simhasya nahi pravishanti simhasya mukhe mrigaha. He is an inspiration for the next gen of Ayurveda, technically updated and Ayurvedically rooted to his basic tenets of Ayurveda. It is not easy for the Ayurvedic community to surf the internet on Ayurveda without going through ayurmedinfo.com or ecayurveda.com. His dedicated answers to visitors' questions stand testimony to his presence in this digital world. Dr. J.V. Hebbar has published 12 ebooks and 2,700 articles on his website, ecayurveda.com, which has 15,000 daily visitors. Even a leading website doesn't draw that much crowd. 15,000 visitors to his website every day. In addition, ayurmedinfo.com, an exclusive portal for, it is a favorite for most of the doctors today, ayurmedinfo.com. It is an exclusive portal for 4,100 plus Ayurveda medicines containing information about the ingredients and their indications and various other vital informations. That also draws 15,000 visitors every day. His organization associates with other Ayurveda organizations across the globe to take Ayurveda to every individual. He continues to carry out his mission of disseminating authentic Ayurveda Shastric knowledge and making the process of understanding Ayurveda accessible to all. Sir has worked as a professor at Alvas College, Mudbidri, and as a product manager for Avian Ayurveda Madurai. But recently he has taken his mission as his full-time work, and he continues to expand himself. He is even coming up with EC Ayurveda in the form of an hospital, exclusive hospital in Mangalore. The long list of books he has published includes Living EC with Ayurveda, EC Ayurvedic Home Remedies, Tridosha Made EC, Charaka Samhita All Sthanas. Charaka Samhita All Sthanas. And it took about 7 to 8 years, I believe, for him to complete that with Dr. V.S. Raghuram. And also Madhava Nidana, Ashtanga Hridaya, Sutrasthana. And also a book called Ayurveda Tarka. We are really excited to have you here, sir. We welcome you, sir, to deliver the Giridhar Memorial Lecture 2023 on the theme, Ayurveda from Health Seekers' Perspective. The stage is yours, sir.
My pranams to respected dignitaries of the dais and people who have come with the mission of love towards Giridhar and with the intention of upgrading our health with Ayurveda. I was, while preparing to this session, I was thinking of like throwing some slokas and from deep of the Ayurveda. Then I was preparing some slokas. Then I learned that Honorable Mahadevan sir is coming and he's like walking encyclopedia. So that trick is going to fail. So that's not going to work. So I dropped that idea. Then I was thinking that I'd throw some technical tips like for Ayurveda. I was told that Ayurveda doctors and even modern doctors will be there. Then how technology can work. Then I learned that Dr. Bala is here, is the PhD in computer science from UC Berkeley, so that is also not going to work. So I was preparing PowerPoint for this presentation, and then I read the wonderful autobiography of Giridharji, in which he has written that any speech should be given from the heart, not from, say, some slides or from reading that, so that also failed. So, the mission of disease-free world, as you know, it comes from the disease, and we maintain our health so that we remain disease-free rather than we get the disease and then that gets cured. Probably that positive energy and positive efforts in that regard from the general public, educated by able Ayush and allopathy and all the physicians, probably that is the way to achieve disease-free world. Any number of products, any number of herbal supplements, any number of Ayush or allopathic or any treatments, etc., they play an important role in achieving the disease-free world motto of Giridharji. But an effort, a very positive effort from the doctors community in educating the patients about healthy living, and also a more positive effort from the patient and the public community to live a disease-free world by forcefully adopting healthy measures of life. So this combined effort only will take us to that mission of disease-free world. So, and whatever it is there, it has already been written in the Ayurveda Shastras and in whatever the research are going on, all of them are the collective information on the science that we have at our disposal. All that is already there. But there is a famous quote, I think from Duryodhana, saying that Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. So I know what is dharma, but I will not follow that. And I know what is adharma, I will follow that. Unfortunately for the most of us living this modern age, in this pollution-laden internet age, it has become the quote, a motto, to live the life to its fullest, enjoying and eating whatever we want and doing whatever we want to do, rather than concentrating on health. So today we are celebrating our Independence Day, and there's a famous quote on freedom, that freedom of a nation can only be understood by learning about the sacrifices of lakhs together of people who sacrificed their life. So freedom we did not get freely. And there's also another quote saying that freedom should be protected, freedom should be persevered, and freedom should be respected, and we should be making our bit continuously to protect that freedom that we have. So the same quote can also be applied to even the health aspect also. For example, in the previous olden days of our parents and grandparents, there was very limited. We were making our sweets and varieties of dishes only on selected festivals only. So on the other days, our grandparents and their parents and so on, they were working with heavy amount of physical activity in the farms, and they were walking long distances, etc. And they were eating healthy foods which are grown in their farms, and they were eating these sweets and extra fried fruits and fried foods and all only on the days of festivals. But now, thanks to the prosperity that India has achieved through these decades and all, any amount of sweets, any dish that I want to eat, just I can tap a few buttons in my phone and I can get it. So that freedom we have, but that should be used only with heavy amount of discretion. Only then that disease-free world can be achieved. Ayurveda explains from a theme called as Dinacharya. Probably that is the way to go. So we all should wake up in Brahmi Muhurta, it is explained. That is around 40 to 50 minutes ahead of sunrise, somewhere around 5 o'clock probably. Then it is explained that we have to apply hair oil, we have to do massage. So probably for all of us, we live a busy life, and so we cannot do oil massage daily. At least once in a week, going to an Ayurveda center and getting a massage is probably a good idea to maintain our health. It strengthens our joints, it strengthens our bones, muscles. It makes us get relief from the stress and all. So I was hearing to one practitioner from Netherlands, and she said that she treats with Ayurveda to her clients. They have a mini Panchakarma center, and she said one unique thing which even astonished me. So she said that as soon as she applies the oil on the body of the client and starts the massage, most of the women start crying, because the sense of touch and sense of love we have lost that, and the relationship between person to person and our family to family has become so fragile that we are losing our connections with our beloved ones. So oil massage at least once a week in any Ayurveda center with a decent Panchakarma setup is good for all of us. And Ayurveda explains that everyone should be doing oil pulling, which became a fashion in the recent years, with just sesame oil, which is also called as gingerly oil, at least for 5 to 10 minutes every day. And then there is this nasal drops application. So all these therapies are there. An able Ayurveda doctor would help you to chart out these therapies and how you can do it yourself at home. So some amount of effort in that regard will really help us to live a disease-free life for a very long period of time. Next comes the gut health. So there is a famous quote in Ayurveda saying that Rogaha sarvepi jayante sutaram udaranicha, meaning that all diseases start from the gut itself. So it is an astonishing quote if we ponder upon. But we just relate our gut or the digestive system from the oral cavity to the anal canal, that entire stomach and intestine and the liver and the pancreas, all those things are collectively called as gut. And we usually associate that with the process of digestion only. But it is much more beyond that. There is this large intestine in which thousands and thousands of bacteria naturally live in that. It is also called as gut microbiome. Now, a huge amount of research is going on, thinking that the overall health and immunity of a person is decided by this healthy gut microbiome itself. So everyone has their own unique set of bacteria in their intestines which maintains the health. So probably, and it is so much important that as a dreaded disease such as Parkinson's disease, in which people will be having shaky hands and shaky legs, they cannot walk freely, they'll be having depressive episodes as with crying spells, etc. Even that kind of a classical neuromuscular disease, that disease is related to muscles, and that disease is related to brain and the nerves. But that disease, research shows, is related with gut microbiome. So what we eat, how we eat, and in what quantities we eat is of utmost importance. The night food, dinner when we are taking, so that is almost in our control, at least when we are at home. And the culture has become such that morning I have to go to office, so I eat some breakfast in a hurry. I eat that and I go to office. In the afternoon, again, I have to take lunch, so I can only eat a little bit of lunch only. I cannot enjoy food. So night is the time in which at least we sit with the family, so I will have as much food as possible at night. So that should not be the theme. So night food, what we take, gets stored in our body. It is not that much of the calories that we eat, the energy that we get is not utilized by the body. Probably what a healthy experiment for all of us to do could be just to halve the amount of food that we eat at night. So this also gives us good energy in the morning. Whatever the food that is taken, very little quantity of food that is eaten at night gets well digested, and the extra amount is not stored as fat, so we can also burn fat with that technique. And in the morning we can be very active and take up exercise and other activities, and we can go through the next morning and the whole day with good amount of energy. So my suggestion would be to just try halving the night food and enjoy the benefits. And also there is this big concept that curd should not be taken at night. So we South Indians enjoy our curd rice very much, but unfortunately the curd is told to be avoided at night. So buttermilk is fine to take at night, but not the curd. And also we get I get a lot of queries in easyayurveda.com and in Ayurveda Info. We have put a chat wherein we get around 160 queries every day, and most of them are like patient queries, and most of them are related with one or the other forms of allergies. So one is that we cannot control the pollution. We have to go to our offices and we have to do our daily activities. But what we can control is the night food. And if we Ayurveda explains that if we divide the day and night into 3 parts, let's consider the night. The first part of the night, somewhere between say 9 to 11 p.m. is controlled by kapha dosha. So before that, around 8 to 9 p.m. if we have our dinner, and in that dinner, let's avoid taking sweet foods or taking too much of oily fried foods. Let's have more of grains. Let's have good amount of fruits and vegetables. All that is fine, but let's avoid all these unhealthy foods at night. So that itself, research shows that it benefits by avoiding excessive histamine production in our body, which again helps to avoid excessive kapha dosha increase, and then avoids the cough, cold, nasal allergies. In morning, some people will be having continuous sneeze, and allergic rashes are also becoming very dominant. So all these things can be avoided just by controlling the quality of the night food. So what we eat is hard to choose, but at least the quantity and the way in which we eat can be controlled, and that is still in our hands only. And another thing that is told in Ayurveda is that we have to listen to the body so that we fall in a rhythm in which our body behaves in a specific manner. So what I mean by that is listening to the body and acting accordingly. So we in this first stage, we have to take breakfast at like 9. We have to eat lunch at about like 1 p.m. or so. And then, so as per Ayurveda, we have to eat and we have to drink water only when we are hungry and thirsty. So this is, initially it becomes very difficult to follow because there is a specific amount of time. At that time only we have to eat our breakfast and dinner, etc. But if we control the quantity of our food, we can engineer in such a way that we feel hunger at say 9, so that we feel the hunger and then only we eat. And similarly, the water quantity also. Most of these modern tech gurus and all, health tech gurus and all, they recommend us to drink lot of water. But in Ayurveda, it's told that we have to drink water only when we are thirsty. So, it is called as biomechanism or biofeedback that completes a circle when we are following it. Body gives a signal and we attend to that. So even for the passing of urine and defecation also, it is told that we have to really wait for the urge to really form, and then only we have to visit the washroom. So all these mechanisms help us to be, one is that be conscious about our gut health, and consciously it makes us to listen to our body signals and respond accordingly. So probably another aspect of living a disease-free life and to make this world disease-free is to listen to our body. And there is this concept of food, and nowadays it is becoming a very famous way of eating vegan food or eating only organic food and eating only fruits and vegetables only, like especially raw fruits and vegetables. That is becoming famous. But as per Ayurveda, our food should be having all the tastes, and it should not be dominated just by one category of food alone. So we can have our rice or barley or wheat, making our chapati, roti, etc. You should also have some amount of protein. You should have some amount of carbohydrate. You should have some amount of fruits and nuts, and you should have a variety of food giving us all the tastes. We should have some amount of spice. We should be using a little bit of turmeric and curry leaves, etc. So we have some amount of even bitterness also in our diet. So that kind of a comprehensive diet will be more useful rather than following one, whatever the modern people, health gurus propagate in the TVs and the YouTubes. And another important aspect is about our sleep and controlling our addictions to mobile. I'm not going to lie, I even am a victim of like mobile addiction, so I like to read technology, and I cannot live without Twitter. I spend around 1.5 hours every day on Twitter following all the tech news and all, and it is kind of an addiction, so I'm also like trying to come out of it, or at least limit it. But one of the ways, at least simple exercise that we can do, is to keep the phone away 1 hour before we sleep at night, and also 1 hour after we wake up in the morning. At least when we get up in the morning, let's not delve into the Facebook and future of this country or political party or some actor or actress. Rather than worrying that, let's worry about like our day and focus on drafting our daily schedule. What I should eat, what I should not eat, whom should I meet, whom should not, all those things. So that is one. And in the night, or this rays emitted from this smartphone is is not like cancerous. There is no stable data that is cancerous, but the light rays affect the amount of melatonin that is produced in our bodies. This melatonin is directly related with the sleep. So now there is this melatonin supplements available. Even like Ayurveda and melatonin mixed, like there is this tagara, and tagara is a herb used for sleep disorders. So this tagara and melatonin combinations are there in the form of nutraceuticals and all. So we do not need that. The body itself creates melatonin naturally. For that, only thing we have to do is stay away from all these gadgets and keep the room dark. The darkness helps the body to produce natural melatonin. So that is one thing that makes the deep sleep a lot deeper. And also another aspect of it is that the night when we are going into the sleep, we should be calmer, and the mind we should withdraw our mind from excessive thoughts and concentrate on the sleep, and then the calmness gives us makes the mind free from thoughts, and then we sleep. If we are like worried about the world and the film and the politics and all, scrolling through and mobile endless and then sleep, the mind will not be that much calm. And in this world of abundance, the only two things matter: the quality of food that we eat, and also the quality of mind that we are sharpening with razor focused, disciplined life. So probably these two messages I would like to share with you all, and it's not like I am following and I am purely Sattvic and I am coming here as a this is a lesson to even me also. Probably that is the way to lead a disease-free life, and it is not like there's a famous quote on Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Ji. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, there's a person called as Master Mahashay. He is like, he had 3 children and he was a school teacher. He comes and starts visiting Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Ji. And in one instance, he gets a chance to directly interact. And he says that, how to do the meditation and how to really do the puja with lot of bhakti. Then Ramakrishna Ji starts explaining that, it should be done in this way and that way. Then suddenly Master Mahashaya, he explains that, but this is all good, but, when we are teaching others, it is, your method will not be useful. Then he clearly says that, the spirituality, the devotion, etc. are there for you to follow. It is not for you to teach to others. Unless you are following, you cannot teach others. So unless we start adopting these benefits and enjoy those health benefits, unless we do it ourselves, it will not be useful for us to tell to the other people. So it should come that reformation and transformation of our health, more focus on what we eat and what we feed to our body and to the mind. That should start from us. Then it becomes contagious and we become healthy, and somebody asks, we tell them, then that becomes contagious amongst our friends and families. Probably that is the way to become, to build a disease-free world. And I was told that there are many doctors in the audience. There is a big, previously there was this family doctor, for anything and everything we used to go to the family doctor, and only if the things are out of control of that family doctor, then he would advise to go to that bone specialist or go to this radiologist and get a scan, and all those things were there. Now everything has become speciality and super speciality. Even if a patient is bedridden and is certainly gasping and is going to die in 6 hours, hospitals will charge 50,000 rupees to 1 lakh just for preserving the body in the ICU, just to take care. So in the world of specialities and super specialities, people really are seeking for someone to have a good talk. You might or might not be knowing this. Ayush doctors who finish their degrees and coming out, they face a lot of challenges while establishing their clinics and to lead a meaningful life, to earn a decent amount of money, to start their family, and so on and so forth. Probably these Ayush doctors can take up that role of family physician to really understand and really hear to what the patient is saying, and really understand their health and their disease, and not only write the prescription like the modern doctors or the busy practitioners write, rather than just doing that, helping them and educating them in terms of healthy living, what is healthy lifestyle, what is the right time to wake up, how to take care, how our food should be. If all these things are educated to the patient, not only he will be thankful for you to for helping the patient to get rid of the disease, it will also help them to uplift their whole life. So the counseling part we need to learn, and we need to adapt more and more in our this one. And there's also a list of qualities that an ideal doctor should have. Probably it is written in Charaka. In the first 2 qualities are Maitri. A good doctor should be really a friend of the patient. And another one is Karunyam Artheshu. Means a good doctor should have empathy towards the patient. So probably the role of Ayush doctors in this today's world is not just to write a few herbal medicines and do some panchakarma, etc. Rather, it is the role of the doctor to guide the patient to get the disease treated, and also beyond that to lead a healthy life. Probably that combined effort from the doctor side in guiding the patient and helping them to lead the healthy life, and from the patient side a very positive effort, a forceful effort to lead a healthy life by worrying less, by adopting all the healthy dietary and mental habits. So that combined effort will help us to achieve the aim of disease-free life. And I encourage all of you to read the Giridharji's autobiography book. It was one of the toughest book for me to read, but also it was one of the must-read book for me also. That Stephen Hawking famously said that as long as there is life, there is hope, and we should never lose hope. And in the Ayurvedic way of definition of health, it is said that we should be having some tolerance capacity to hunger and thirst and going under the sun and rain, etc. So nowadays we have become so plasticky and so sensitive that there are 2 drops of rain falling on our head and we start getting sneezing and all. One is that maybe the effect of the rain on our head causing our cold and cough. Another one is this mental fragility. Just we need to have that amount of tolerance. So best way to inculcate is that tolerance is by regularly exercising, and sometimes we have to forcefully just withstand the hunger and withstand the thirst. May not be for days together, just regularly fasting on the important days of Ekadashi, etc. will give us mental energy and capacity to withstand. So, so there are, if you visit any hospital, you will get to know how much there is pain and suffering. At least we have a good life and we worry about the things that matter very less. Probably some effort in that regard will also help all of us to lead a disease-free life. And post this, I was told that anybody can ask question, then I can answer. So before I end my speech, I'd like to thank the Grace Foundation, Lataji, and all the members of the trust for giving me this opportunity to speak. And also, I am very thankful for the love and care that they have shown to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your enthralling and captivating speech. You had very succinctly described the nuances of Ayurveda and the importance of Dinacharya in order to live a disease-free life. Yes, Doctor, it's very true that all the diseases start from the gut, and hence it is very important to maintain one's gut microbiome. It is very important to eat a balanced diet and exercise regularly. Thank you, Doctor, for all the useful tips that will help us with the mobile addiction, and it will help us sleep peacefully. Thank you, Doctor, once again. We now call upon Mr. S.N. Balasubramanian, Trustee of Giridhar Rehabilitation and Care Endowment, who is also associated as strategist and mentor with Heavenly Fuel Private Limited. Mr. SNB was the former Chief Executive Officer of Automotive Coaches and Components Limited, an associate company of Ashok Leyland, and Mr. Venkatrakrishnan's close friend for over 5 decades. He will now introduce his fellow Rotarian and a good friend, Mr. Sridhar Jagannathan.
Good evening. You know, Ayurveda doctors put a lot of embargo in the name of Patyam. My friend Sridhar has done that to me. I have prepared a beautiful video of just 3 minutes, but he said, among these noble doctors, I feel humbled and do not screen the AV. Am I right, sir? Okay. So his wish is my command, so I will not screen that AV. But let me tell you why I bring a Rotarian to this Giridhar Memorial Lecture. Earlier, it was Rotarian past District Governor Subramaniam, then past RA Director Venkatesh, and today we have past District Governor Sridhar amongst us. For Rotaries, one of the important focus area is disease prevention and treatment. Who else can chair this meeting? And how many of you know that the dreaded disease polio was eradicated from the face of the earth by the contribution from Rotary? So I have justified the President's presence here, and individually as a district governor in 2021-22, he has set up 135 dialysis machines in Chennai to take care of the poor and needy dialysis patient who can't afford costly medicine at private hospitals. Rotarian Sridhar is a consummate professional. He is an engineer and an expert in automatic cooling machine, and he heads Mughal Engineering Tech Private Limited, the Indian arm of UK company, and he has been acknowledged as the brilliant brain on automatic cooling in India. And as a Rotarian, he has done many contributions. He enjoys the joy of giving, and when he was the district governor, the district gave around $2.55 million to Rotary Foundation. Having studied from Gudiyatham and Salem Engineering College, completing his MBA, he is having more than 40 years experience in automotive field and a man to be reckoned with. And disease-free world envisioned by Giri is also the vision of Sridhar, who goes and walks the extra mile to set up dialysis machines and provide funds and The number I am not sure, sir, 1,85,000 people were treated during COVID. Yeah, on a single day. It needs, I think you are putting your hands together. And I know him only for 20 years, but I know his father-in-law for 40 years. I know Mappallai Sridhar தான் நாங்கள் சொல்கிறது. Because his father-in-law is my good friend. And I think Punita, First Lady, she was here. She has to go for another meeting. Since he has restricted my... Can I stop here, sir? And I think his talk will be more interesting than mine. So I'll stop here, though I would love to play that screen on another day at another time. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, SNB. Ms. Lata Venkatakrishnan, Dr. Hebbar, Dr. Mahadevan, and my dear friends, and many of them are doctors who are known to me, few, and many are unknown to me. I stand here, I feel too little, to be honest with you. When the whole subject has been dealt with, and immediately I sent a message to SNB whether you chose the wrong person to be here today. Because I will never ever practice anything what Dr. Hebbar was talking. And that is what I am going through difficult times now. Who else can be a standing example of what a holistic living should look like and what a holistic living not followed by someone and what he is going to do. Before that, I had the opportunity to go through the book, the autobiography of Giridhar. It took a little longer time. As Dr. Hebbar said, it was too difficult. First 8 to 10 pages, it took more than a week for me. Because every time I stopped, I used to start from the beginning because it didn't get into me well. I could understand the vision of a single person, not a normal person, when he was going through the illness, to write something and make that the world should know about it and someone to have an impact through that writings is something which I have never seen in my life. This is the first time I am seeing that broken the handwritings. From there I found that at least a bit of what he thought the world it should be, I think I should also contribute. Probably that's the way I started a renal treatment. And I went to the government about 4 months ago, and I requested the health minister, this treatment is not enough. I think we need to go into the prevention mode. Then he said, என்னப்பா கவர்னர் நீ வந்து ரோட்டரியில் பேசுறது இங்கே வந்து பேசுகிற திருப்பியும் நான் சொன்னேன் no, that's exactly what we need to look at. I'm very happy to tell you 20 days ago the government has introduced a new program for every PHCs. When people are coming there, they will be tested for chronic kidney disease with just a simple kit costing only few 10 rupees on that. And they just check the protein out of the urine what someone is passing through. And from that, it's just an empirical number they get out of it. From there, they want to take the people for treatment process, just to have advanced level. Otherwise, we normally go into the final level when everything is over, only we get into the doctor. So, in that aspect, I thought that even Dr. Hebbar was saying that life is full of hope. I normally replace the word hope to believe. Because when I start hoping something, at times, we are always thinking that it's difficult to reach there. But when I start believing it, the hope is taking a back seat and the belief comes to the front. That's why what Dr. Hebbar said is perfectly right. Even this year in Rotary, we have a theme for the year called Hope, Create Hope in This World. That's mainly on the health side, especially on mental health, they are given that topic. They're creating hope in the world. And I think you have very aptly brought out that point and gave it to us. And after reading the book, I realized one thing. It's not just Giri alone had the dream. His father has really pursued it to his fullest level and made everyone who is following him. That is more important. And they, as a parent, it's always we are very touchy with our children. But they took few lines what he has written. And also the foreword by Seshai, I read it. He's one of the tall leaders who always, I respect him a lot. And his words are also really strike me very strongly. So when I saw this handwriting, and then I realized this is something a different game. The person Giri has made such an impact through his family to the entire world. That's how one should look at holistic living as part of our main life. And I'm very happy and proud that you are a proud parent who are sitting here, and at least you are giving this to the entire world to know about him. And this opportunity you are giving to every one of us to know him is something which is not normally one would do. Lot of other priorities, lot of other sentiments will play, but at times. But I've seen the orations of, many doctors, many, notorious people for many reasons. But I'm telling you, here a simple soul has put certain thing on a small paper, and from there the whole thing, from humble beginnings to heights of glory today, that people are coming and then sitting and enjoying this for the simple reason that they are going to get benefit out of the likings and the thoughts. The innovation is thinking, and he made a great thinking. That's what the innovative approach he has made. And I'm very proud of him, proud of you, proud of everyone who are here, because we are known to all of you. Thank you. And especially I would like to just touch upon on this doctors and this, what do you call? Enna, you said something, oil massage. I'm just giving you a practical example of what I have gone through. One of the doctor who was here, who is a great friend of me, I went to him for my frozen shoulder. He told me, I can give any number of medicines to you, but you need to take care of your lifestyle and you have to change a bit. Then probably we can meet and we can take things forward. I never met him after that. 6 months, 7 months. Yes, doctor? 6, 7 months after that. His wife was asking me what he has not treated you properly, you never gone back. He told me few things which I couldn't do, so I didn't gone back to him. That's the whole idea. Then I went to one person, they gave me a short treatment they will give, an oil massage. In 4 sittings you will get up and then you will become normal. So I was looking at some quick results. Ayurveda, Ayush is not a quick result. I realized it after paying 12,500 rupees to one therapist. I wouldn't call this a doctor, otherwise doctor will get offended here. I went there, they gave me, I don't know what sort of oil treatment, everything. I was very satisfied. Hey, 25% of my job is done. I said, no, you catch up for the four sittings. Have it with you. Because I want to book that morning 6 to 7 o'clock. Came home, I had bath, and after some time I felt a bit cold. Then after half an hour, I had temperature. Then I went to the bed. I didn't get up for 1 day. I didn't tell anyone, including my doctor who was supposed to treat me. I didn't tell anyone what has gone wrong. I knew for something. ஏன்னா அந்த வாரத்தில் சனிக்கிழமை எண்ணெய் தேய்ச்சி குளிச்சதெல்லாம் போயிடுச்சு. எப்போ? Around 14 years when I was, that was the time. அதுக்கப்புறம் I was not under the control of my parents. வருஷத்துக்கு தீபாவளி அன்னைக்கு நல்ல எண்ணெயை விட்டு கண்ணில் விட்டு கண்ணு கசகின காதெல்லாம் போயிடுச்சு. ஏன்னா we are out of the scope. I felt that I am out of the scope, so I can do what I want. All this, then I went back to the doctor after 2 days and told him, நீங்கள் என்ன எண்ணெய் ஊற்றுனீங்க தெரில, எனக்கு ஜுரம் வந்துடுச்சு. Then the doctor told me, I'm sorry, Mr. Hebbar, are you able to follow what I'm saying? Okay. So then he said, you never had oil on your body any time. I said, maybe about 30 years, probably I did not touch oil. Then he said, you could have told me that, I wouldn't have treated you. After that, I did not go to that person also. What I'm trying to say is, the age-old things, what we have been doing historically, it's all the oil treatment which we have forgotten, or rather we conveniently looking for something for quick results and trying to get something so that, we are happy with that. Immediate. 3 hours, yes, I'll get. I used to get throat problem. I used to speak a lot in Rotary meetings those days, and my throat started giving trouble to me. And then steroids, somebody suggested. 0.5 milligram, you take it, in 40 minutes you'll become all right. I did it. I'm confessing, I did it. Everything was okay. But after some time, some other problem came, then they said, this is the problem of this, what steroid you have taken. What I'm trying to say is, we are now living in a modern world. Dr. Hebbar used one terminology, fashion treatment, fashion doctors. We ourselves call it some terminologies, vegan, we are vegetarian, organic. ஒன்றும் இல்லை சார், அந்த குப்பைமேட்டில் வந்த கீரையை சாப்பிட்டு வளர்ந்த இந்த health condition is better than what it is. That was the best. Today we are going for organic shops, we are trying to do this, adu, idu. சாதா தான் பக்கத்தில் இருக்கிற இந்த பச்சைக்கலை கவரில் போட்டு ஆர்கானிக் அதையும் வாங்கி சாப்பிட்டு நம்ம நல்லா ஆகிட்டு நினச்சின்னு நம்ம தப்புங்களை தொடர்ந்து பண்ணினே இருப்போம். I am only trying to say that all of us definitely would have had certain inheritance of how this Ayurveda and Ayush has been helping us to have a disease-free world and disease-free life. We have forgotten all that. May this endowment and this lecture on today by Dr. Hebbar, that at least it reminds us that we have got a strong and a very healthy and wealthy heritage of our own medical system, which probably over the years we have forgotten due to the advancement of science, we call it at times, or the advancement of education. At times conveniently we say that. However it is, we have forgotten our past. India's DNA used to be with Ayush and this Ayurveda treatments. And let's not forget our DNA. With that, I thank every one of you to give me this opportunity, and a lot of things which has really opened up my mind. Right from நான் வந்து சின்ன வயசில் நல்லெண்ணெய் ஊற்றி தான் சாப்பாடு போடுவாங்க வீட்டில். And then I used to tell in the school, my friends used to make fun of me, உங்கள் வீட்டில் நெய் இல்லையான்னு. எனக்கு புரியாது. நான் வீட்டில் வந்து I used to ask my mother, why you are giving always gingery oil in the food? Why you are not giving, the ghee? She said, ghee is being given at right quantities at the right time for you. But this has to be also given at the right quantity. Every week, after the when you take the head bath, after that, and chili with the dal, there used to be one special mix will be made. And with that rice, I used to have gingery oil. When he was talking about oil, then I started getting all that in my mind. And that is the lunch, compulsory. It's gone now. So I need to go back. I have written 2 pages of whatever he said. Let me try and follow at least something. So let's have a good evening, and thank you very much for listening to me patiently. At the same time, let's also have early dinner also today, so that, as Dr. Hebbar said, we'll have a good time. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your entertaining speech. It was very refreshing and real. We are really glad that we came to know about the affordable chronic kidney disease kit today. It is one of the Giri's chosen ailments that we must try to find relief for. Thank you, Mr. Sridhar, for your contribution towards disease prevention. Dr. L. Mahadevan, PhD and MD in Ayurveda, is a renowned Ayurvedacharya from Darsanakop near Nagarkoil. He is a specialist in clinical diagnosis. Over the last 25 years, he has treated over 35,000 patients, including Giri. Giri had tremendous faith and adulation for the doctor. Dr. Mahadevan also delivered the second Giridhar Memorial Lecture. We are fortunate that he is with us today. We now call upon our colleague, Mr. Dr. M. Hari Krishnan, to introduce his guru, Dr. L. Mahadevan.
So Dr. Mahadevan is a rare phenomenon hailing from a remote village in Kanyakumari district. He is an epitome of pragmatic patient care, strong foundation in Ayurvedic principles, and realistic mentoring to his students who are the future Vaidyas. He strikes the right balance between continuation of his grandfather's legacy and modern day adaptations in diagnosis. He has developed a unique guna-based Tridoshik concept of clinical practice for practitioners and budding Ayurvedic clinical practitioners and students. In fact, he carves a niche for himself, blending diagnosis and guna karma siddhanta for treating challenging diseases of today. His popularity among students and patients is an effect of his diagnostic precision with tremendous speed, especially in neurological diseases. Having done his undergraduation from the famous Venkatramana College, Chennai, and post-graduation from Trivandrum Ayurveda College, he has expanded the inflow of patients to his family's 100-year-old hospital numerically and geographically. Dr. Mahadevan has done PhD in Ayurveda, specializing in diabetic nephropathy. It is literally a competition now between the number of patients he sees and the number of students who get added every day to his portfolio. To highlight the special feature of his professional career, it will be apt to mention that he has conducted 2 national seminars called Vaidyanathan in the name of his guru, Dr. B. Vaidyanathan, in the year 2014 and 2018, focusing on the principles of Ayurveda at Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. About 500 delegates had attended in the seminar, and above all, Sir has written an astounding number of textbooks, nearly 72, catering to the needs of the Ayurvedic community. The range of textbooks include basic Ayurveda for beginners, Ayurveda formulations. In fact, the Ayurveda formulations and their interpretations, their applications, they are very popular in the web world, in various websites, book-selling websites. Clinical streams like neurology, hemato-oncology, to festival-based Ayurvedic culinaries. So, Pandigai Samayal book edhirkar sir. Health tips and Tamil translation of the famous Malayalam text Sahasra Yogam. He is extending the financial help for the needy patient to require emergency and higher stage treatment. He provides in-house clinical training program for Ayurveda students from various colleges across the country. In fact, we have more of North Indian students coming to his center of late. In short, he fills the heart of Ayurvedic people with passion for Ayurveda. He fills the head of the Ayurvedic scholars with knowledge of Ayurveda, and he strengthens the hands of Ayurveda scholars with confidence for practice, the three essential components of an ideal teacher. I invite you, sir, for the nice.
பேசிட்டு அப்படியே ஒரு தயிர் சாதம் வத்த குழம்பு சாப்பிட்டுட்டு போகலான்னு இருந்தேன். ஹெப்பர் சொன்னார், ராத்திரி ததிகி முஞ்சேத் ஆயுகு க்ஷீணே தினே தினே. ராத்திரி தயிர் சாப்பிடக்கூடாதுன்ட்டார். அதில் வந்த பிளான் அடிபட்டு போச்சு. ரெண்டாவது, இதில் ரொம்ப நெருடலான விஷயங்களை பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தபோது என்னுடைய ஃபோட்டோவும் போட்டாங்க. அது கல்யாணத்துக்கு நான் பொண்ணு பார்க்க அனுப்பின ஃபோட்டோ. எவன்லி ஃபியூலுக்கு அது எங்கேருந்து கிடச்சிது தெரியல. அக்ஷயா தான் எடுத்து போட்டிருப்பேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா நான் கோட் சூட் போட்டே அது கூட ஃபோட்டோ எடுக்கும்போது மேலே மட்டும்தான் கோட் தந்தான். அதை போட்டுன்னு கீழே வேஷ்டி தான் கட்டிகிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஃபோட்டோவில் அதெல்லாம் தெரியாது இல்லையா. இப்போ இன்றைக்கி ஒரு நெருடலான ஒரு சூழ்நிலை, ஒரு மனசுக்கு ரொம்ப வேதனை, பழைய நினைவுகள். ஏன்னா அந்த குழந்தைய நான் ட்ரீட் பண்ணினேன். ஒரு நவைத்தியோ பிரபுராயுஷகா, பிறப்பும் இறப்பும் மனிதருடைய கையில் இல்லை என்பது நம்ம தெரிஞ்சு தான் நம்ம மருந்து கொடுக்குறோம். யாவத் கண்டகதா பிராணாகா தாவத் காரியம் சிகித்சிதம். ஒரு மனிதனுடைய உடலில் உயிர் ஒட்டி கொண்டிருக்கும் வரை மருத்துவன் மருந்தை கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பது விதியாக இருக்கின்றபடியால், மருத்துவ சட்டமாக இருக்கின்றபடியால், அது அந்த குழந்தைய நான் ட்ரீட் பண்ணினேன். எனக்கு ரெமிஷன் அண்ட் ரிலாப்ஸிங் டைப்பாக இருந்தது. அப்புறம் க்ரானிக் ப்ரோக்ரெசிவாக மாறித்து. எங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கை ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். ஏன்னா ஒரு பற்றுதல் இல்லாமல் நம்ம சிகிச்சை செய்யணும்னு தான் நம்ம காலம்புற போகிறோம். ஆனால் நோயாளி குணமாகணுங்கிற ஒரு பற்று நமக்கு வந்துடுறது. நம்மளும் எவ்வளவோ முயற்சி பண்ணுறோம். நான் 25 வருஷமாக ட்ரீட் பண்ணிட்டுருக்கேன். 7 லட்சம் கேஸ் நான் பார்த்தாச்சு. டெய்லி 100 கேஸ் பார்க்குறேன். அந்த காலத்துலலாம் ஒரு கிளினிக்கு போனோன்னா ஃபுல்லாக கூட்டம் இருக்கணும், கூட்டம் இருந்தவொன்னே கூப்பிடுன்னு சொல்லுவேன். ஆனால் அது ஒரு பெருமை, எதையோ சாதிச்சிட்டோங்கிற மாதிரி. ஆக்சுவலாக கூட்டம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. எந்த கிளினிக்கில் கூட்டம் இல்லையோ அங்கே மக்கள் ஆரோக்கியமாக இருக்கான்னு அர்த்தம். அதுக்காக டாக்டர் மட்டும் தனியாக உட்காந்துருக்கக்கூடாது. இப்போது நேத்திக்கு ஒரு லேடி, ஒரு பிரஸ்ட் கேன்சர் ரிக்கவரி, கொரோனாவில் சில அசம்பாவிதங்கள், ஒரு மணிக்கூர் பேசினாங்கிட்ட. அப்போது எனக்கு கோபம் வந்தது, எரிச்சல் வந்தது, பசி வந்தது. காஃபி கேட்டேன், இவா காஃபி கொடுத்தா. பேசிகிட்டே இருந்தால் நானும் மருத்துவ தர்மம் இறக்கமாக பேசணும், நமக்கும் வயசாச்சு, மெச்சூரிட்டி வந்திருக்கு, பேசிகிட்டே இருந்தேன். பேசி முடித்தப்புறம் அவள் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக போனான். நான் ரொம்ப அப்படியே டயர்டாயிட்டேன். இப்படி ஒரு பேஷண்ட்டுகிட்டையும் பேசினா என்ன ஆறுது? அதனால் நோயாளிகள் இப்போ டாக்டர் நிறைய பேசணும்னு எதிர்பார்க்குறாங்க. இப்போது அந்த இவனுடைய ஷோவில் நம்ம பார்த்தோம் என்னெல்லாம் நோய்க்கு காரணம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். இந்த பஞ்சபூதங்களுமே ஆரோக்கியத்துக்கும் காரணமாக இருக்குது, நோய்க்கும் காரணமாக இருக்குது. அதில் இந்த வெட்ட வெளி ஆகாசம், ஆகாசத்தில் ஓட்டை விழுந்துருத்துங்கிறான், ஓசோன் லேயரில் ஓட்டை விழுந்துருத்துங்க. நீ பார்த்தியா? நான் பார்க்கல, உங்களை மாதிரி சயின்டிஸ்ட்டு சொன்னது தான். ஆகாஷாது வாயு, வாயுவிலையும் பிரச்சனை. ஏரோப்ளைனில் நாங்கள் வந்தோம், பக்கத்தில் ஒருத்தன் தும்மினா நான் தும்மினேன், என் ஒய்ஃப் சாரதா தும்ப தொடங்கிட்டான். அடுத்தது ஜலம். இது நல்ல ஜலம் இப்போ போட்டு விற்கிறோம், இதில் என்னென்ன தீமை கண்டுபிடிக்க போகிறானோ தெரியல. தண்ணியிலே டைஃபாய்டு வருது. அதனால் ஹோட்டலில் போனால் நான் சாம்பார் சாப்பிடு, சட்னி சாப்பிடாதே சொல்லுவோம். ஏன்னா சாம்பார் சூடாக்கப்பட்டது, சட்னி சூடாக்கப்படலை. சூடாக்கினா பாதி. அதனால தான் சர்க்கரை மறுபூமி ஆரோக்கிய தேசானான்னார். சென்னை ஹைதராபாத்லாம் நல்ல பிளேஸ் ஆரோக்கியத்துக்கு. நான் காரி துப்பிட்டு போவான், சூரியன் காப்பாற்றுவார், இல்லைன்னா டிபி வந்துடும். நம்ம கலாச்சாரத்தில் நமஸ்காரம் நமஸ்காரம் நமஸ்காரம். இங்கிலீஷ் கலாச்சாரத்தில் கையை பிடிச்சிக்குள்ளும், ஹலோ ஹலோ அம்மா. கடைசி பார்த்தா காண்டாக்ட் டெர்மடைட்டிஸ் வந்துடும். அவனுக்கு இருந்திருக்கு. அப்போ நமஸ்தே. அப்போது சர்வப்பள்ளி ராதாகிருஷ்ணன் ஒரு இடத்துல போயிருந்தார். அப்போ சொன்னால், நான் சாப்பிடும்போது என்ன சொன்னால், சார் நீங்கள் இந்த ஸ்பூன் இந்த கம்பி கிம்பிலாம் வச்சு சாப்பிடுங்க சார், அதுதான் ஹைஜீன், கையை போட்டு பிசைஞ்சு சாப்பிட்றீங்களே அப்படின்னு. நான் சொன்னால், உண்மை தான், இது ரொம்ப ஹைஜீனிக் தான், அதை விட ஹைஜீனிக் என் ஹேண்டு, பிகாஸ் அதர்ஸ் கேனாட் யூஸ் இட்னு சொன்னார். அதனால் நமக்கு இவர் எதுக்கு சொன்னார்? அந்த டச்சை பற்றி சொன்னார். அயம் மே ஹஸ்தோ பகவான், அயம் மே பகவத்தரகா, ஸ்பர்ஷனம் பாபநாசம் ச. சும்மா ஒருத்தனை தொடப்படாது. அந்த காலத்திலலாம் தேவைக்கு தான் தொடுவார். ரொம்ப தொட்டுக்கிட்டு இப்போ பெரிய பிரச்சனையாக இருக்குது. அப்போது ஜலத்தில் நோய் வருது, பூமியிலே நோய் வருது. பஞ்சபூதத்தில் ஆகாசம் நோய், வாயு நோய், ஜலம் நோய், பூமி நோய். பூமியை குழிக்கிறான், குழிச்சா உரம் போடுறான், பழத்தை திங்குறான், கேன்சர் வந்துடுறது, ஈசோஃபேகல் கேன்சர். என்ன தின்ன? வாழைப்பழம். வாழைப்பழத்துலையா? ஆமாம், வந்துடுது. அப்போது இந்த பஞ்சபூதங்களில் கெடாமல் இருக்கிறது அக்னி. இந்த அக்னியில் நான் விரலை வச்சாலும் எனக்கும் ஒரே தண்டனை தான் சார், விரலை வச்சாலும் ஒரே தண்டனை தான், எஸ்என்பி சார் விரலை வச்சாலும் ஒரே தண்டனை தான். அதுக்கு பாரபட்சம் கிடையாது. அது எல்லா போகி அன்னைக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் போடுறான், எல்லா அழுக்கையும் அழித்து விட்டு தான் கெடாமல் இருக்கக்கூடிய வஸ்து. அதனால தான் வேதம் அக்னியே இதம் ந மமா, அக்னி மீலே புரோகிதம், எல்லாம் அக்னியிலேருந்து தொடங்குறது. அங்கீயதே ஊர்துவம் கச்சதீதி அக்னி. மெய் உணர்வை மேல்முகமாக தூக்கி செல்வது தான் அக்னி. ஊர்துரேதம் விரூபாட்சம் விஸ்வரூபாய வை நமக. ஊர்துரேதஸ்னு பேர் அது. The whole Ayurveda is based on the concept of Agni. Agni is the central theme of Ayurvedic practice. Agni decides the metabolism. அதனால தான் கண்டதை சாப்பிடப்படாது, கண்டவங்க கூட சாப்பிடப்படாது, கண்ட இடத்துல சாப்பிடப்படாது, சாப்பிடும்போது பேசப்படாது. சாப்பிடும்போது பேசப்படாதுன்னு அப்போ தான் வந்து கேட்பான், எங்கள் மாமியாருக்கு பைல்ஸ் தான் மருந்து சொல்லுங்கப்பா, சாப்பிடப்படியா. மௌனேன போக்தவியம். வெஸ்டர்ன் கலாச்சாரத்தில் நம்ம பேசிகிட்டே சாப்பிடணும். சாப்பிடும்போதே பேசினா தொண்டையில் நின்றுடும். அது ஒரு ஸ்டைல். எல்லாமே மாறி போச்சு இப்போது அடுத்தது அவர் சொன்னார், 3 விஷயங்கள் சொன்னார். ஆகாரம், நித்ரை, பிரம்மச்சரியம். இந்த 3 தூண்கள் வாழ்க்கைக்கு. வள்ளுவரே சொல்லியிருக்கார். வள்ளுவரில் 1330 குறட்பாக்களில் 276 குறள்பாக்கள் மருத்துவம். இந்த தமிழ்நாட்டில் மருத்துவம் இருந்த அளவுக்கு வேறொரு மண்ணில் மருத்துவம் இல்லை. இந்த தமிழ் மண், சாரி ஹெப்பர், ஐ வில் டெல் இன் இங்கிலீஷ் ஆல்சோ. குறிஞ்சி, முல்லை, மருதம், நெய்தல், பாலைன்னு பிரிச்சிருக்கான். இதில் குறிஞ்சி, கருங்குறிஞ்சி சகஜரம் ஒரு செடி, முல்லை ஜாதி ஒரு செடி, மருதம் அர்ஜுனம் ஹார்ட் டிசீஸுக்கு ஒரு ட்ரீ, நெய்தல் உட்பலம் செங்கழி நீர் கிழங்கு ஒரு செடி, பாலை குடஜப்பாலை சோரியாசிஸுக்கு ஒரு மருந்து. இந்த பூமியே ஓரொரு ஊர்லேயும் ஒரு ஸ்தல விருட்சம். அந்த ஸ்தல விருட்சம் அந்த ஊரில் இருக்கக்கூடிய எபிடமாலஜிக்கல் டிசீசஸுக்கு மருந்து. மந்திரமும் தந்திரமும் மருந்துமாகி தீராய் நோய் தீர்த்தருளவல்லான்ங்கிறது தேவாரம். கடைசி நம்ம என்ன சாமியை கும்பிடுங்கன்னு தானே சொல்கிறோம். விஷ்ணு சகசரநாமத்தையே சரக சம்ஹிதையில் ஜுரத்தில் மருந்தாக சொல்லியிருக்கு. ஆனால் கடைசி நம்ம இறைவனுடைய திருவடிகளை தேடுவதுதான் எல்லாத்துக்கும் நிம்மதி. இது எல்லாத்தையும் விட நோய்க்கு பெரிய காரணம் ஆசை. அளவு கடந்த ஆசை தான், அதர்மமும் ஆசையும் தான் இந்த நோய்களுக்கு காரணம். நோயை ஒழிக்க முடியாது, ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். நல்ல எண்ணம், ஆனால் சிரமம். ஆனால் நம்ம முயற்சியை கைவிடக்கூடாது. அடுத்தது நித்திரை, தூக்கம். தூக்கம் மனுஷனுக்கு ரொம்ப பிராதானியம். கண்ட நேரத்தில் தூங்கக்கூடாது. சில ஆயுர்வேத கிளாஸ்லாம் எடுத்தால் அப்படியே தூங்கிடுவான். அப்புறம் எழுப்பி விட்டுட்டு டாக்டரை பூட்டிட்டு போக வேண்டியதான். ஒருத்தன் எல்லா பாஷையும் பேசுவான். தமிழில் பேசினா தமிழில் பேசிடுவான், இங்கிலீஷில் பேசினா இங்கிலீஷில் பேசிடுவான், மலையாளத்தில் பேசினா மலையாளத்தில் பேசிடுவான். இப்போ இவனுடைய தாய்மொழி என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கணுங்கும்போது எனக்கு நல்ல தயிர் சாதத்தை போட்டு தூங்கும்போது ஒரு பெரம்பால ஒரு அடி அடித்தான். பொடா பட்டின்னா, ஓ இவன் மலையாளி. ஏன்னா தூங்கும்போது திட்டுறவன் தாய்மொழியில் தான் திட்டுவான். அது நித்திரை. அடுத்தது அப்ரம்மச்சரியம், இல்வாழ்க்கை, முறைப்படுத்தப்பட்ட இல்வாழ்க்கை. சொல்லிக் கொடுக்க வேண்டிய விஷயம் இது, சொல்லிக் கொடுக்க வேண்டிய விஷயம். மிகினும் குறையினும் நோய் செய்யும் நூலோர் வழி முதலா எண்ணிய 3. இந்த நாட்டுக்கே பாரதம்னு பேர். இன்னைக்கு சுதந்திர தினம். எதுலேருந்து சுதந்திரம்? இச்சைகள்லேருந்து சுதந்திரம் நடக்குமா? பாவம், ராகம், தாளம், அதுதான் பாரதம். இந்த பாவம்ங்கிறது தான் கஃபம், ராகம்ங்கிறது பித்தம், தாளம்ங்கிறது வாயு. சிதம்பரம் கோவிலுக்கு நாங்கள் போயிருந்தோம். அந்த சிதம்பரம் கோவிலில் முதல்ல வெட்ட வெளியை காணித்தாங்க. வெட்ட வெளி ஒன்றுமே இல்லை. இவர் இன்னைக்கு சபாநாயகர் மாதிரி உட்காண்டிருக்காரு. நமக்கெல்லாம் சபாநாயகர் யார்? நடராச பெருமான், அவர் தான் சபாநாயகர். அடிபேரின் பாதாளம் பேரும் அடிகள் முடிபேரின் மாமுகடு பேரும் கடகம் மறிந்தாடு கைபேரின் வாந்திசைகள் பேரும் அறிந்தாடு மற்றாது மரங்கு, காரைக்கால் அம்மையார். அப்போது முதல்ல ஒரு வெட்ட வெளியே காட்டுறான், சூன்யம், இறைவன்கிறான். இதுதான் வாயு, பிரம்மா. உருவம் கிடையாது, கோவில் கிடையாது, ரூபரஹிதகா ஸ்பர்ஷவான். அடுத்தது சிவலிங்கத்தை காட்டுறான், அடுத்த சந்நிதி. அதில் ரூபம் இருக்கு, ஆனால் ரூபம் இல்லை. கல் தானே, ஒரு வடிவம், ஆனால் பூரண வடிவம் இல்லை. அது ரூபாரூபம், அது சிவன். பித்தா பிறை சூடி பெம்மானே புலித்தோலை அறக்க சைத்து, சிவபெருமான். அதுதான் உடம்புல பித்தம், அக்னி. அடுத்தது ஞானமா நடராச பெருமான். அவர் பிரபையில் 51 நெருப்பு இருக்கு, அது 51 அக்ஷரம் சான்ஸ்கிரிட்ல. அவர் கல்யாண சுந்தர மூர்த்தி, ஒரு ரூபம் இருக்கு, அது கஃபம். அப்போ ரூபம், ரூபாரூபம், அரூபம், இப்படி ஒன்று ஒன்றா சொல்லிகிட்டே போகலாம். இச்சாசக்தி, கிரியாசக்தி, ஞானசக்தி. ஏன் கிறிஸ்டியானிட்டியில் இருக்கிற ஃபாதர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஹோலி கோஸ்ட்டை கூட நம்ம வாதபித்த கஃபமாக பேசலாம். அவங்க ஏற்றுக்க மாட்டாங்க, அது வேறு விஷயம். இப்போ நம்ம சாஸ்திரத்தில் ஆகார நித்ரா அப்ரம்மச்சரியம் இருக்குது. இதெல்லாம் திருவள்ளுவர் சொல்கிறார். மருந்தன வேண்டாவாம் யாக்கைக்கு. அதில் 10 குறளில் மருந்து அத்தியாயத்தில் 8 குறள் உணவு. திருப்பி 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 ஆகார சம்பவம் வஸ்துகு ரோகாகி ஆகார சம்பவா, ஆகார விகாரங்களை தான் அவன் திருப்பி 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 சொல்கிறான். என்ன சாப்பிடணும், எப்படி சாப்பிடணும். நம்ம இப்படி பார்த்தானா சாப்பிடவே முடியாது. நான் பல செமினாருக்கு போய் பேசிட்டு சாப்பிட உட்காண்டா இந்த ஆள் பேசினானே சொல்கிறபடி சாப்பிட்றானான்னு பார்க்குறான். அதனால் நான் பேக் பண்ணி கொடுத்து கேரியரை கொடுத்துட்டு பேசாமல் இருந்துடுறது. நான் அதை பார்த்துட்டு சொல்கிறேன், இவன் பேசுவான் ஐயா, அப்புறம் எல்லாம் சாப்பிடுவான்மா. அதே மாதிரி விகாரம், செயல்பாடுகள். சிகரெட்டு, எப்படி சிகரெட்டு பிடிக்கிறான். நான் பார்க்கப்பட்ட பாதி ஸ்ட்ரோக்குக்கு டயபெட்டிஸோ ஹைப்பர் டென்ஷனோ காரணம் இல்லை, ஸ்மோக்கிங். அப்படியே சிகரெட்டு விட்டு ஒரு வட்டம் விட்டு அதில் ஒரு அம்பு விடுறான். விளங்கிட்டேன், குத்தி சுற்றி போயிடுவோம். ஒருத்தன் ஒரு பையன் ஒரு தோட்டத்தில் உட்காந்து சிகரெட் பிடிச்சிட்டு இருந்தான். உடனே குருநாதர் வர்றார். இவன் அவரை பார்த்து பூன்னு ஊதிட்டான். அவர் ரொம்ப வருத்தம். அவர் விலைக்கு கொடுத்துட்டார். என்னடா இது வருத்தம், குருவை பார்த்து சிகரெட்டு பிடிக்கிறானே, செய்யலாமா? ஒரு மரத்துக்கு பின்னாடி போய் ஒதுங்கிட்டார். அடுத்தது அவள் அப்பா வந்தார். இந்த மாணவனுடைய அப்பா வர்றார். சிகரெட்டு பிடிச்சுட்டு இருந்தவன் எடுத்து அப்படி பின்னாடி வச்சுட்டான். குருவுக்கு மகிழ்ச்சி, மற்றற்ற மகிழ்ச்சி. நேராக போய், மகனே உன்னை வணங்குகிறேன், நான் உன்னுடைய ஆசிரியர். மாதா பிதா குரு தெய்வம். மாதா ஒரு தெய்வம், பிதா ஒரு தெய்வம், குரு ஒரு தெய்வம், தெய்வம் ஒரு தெய்வம். மாதா பிதா பிதா இவ தான் அப்பான்னு சொல்லி கொடுக்குறா. அப்பா குலகுருவை காட்டுறார், குலகுரு தெய்வத்தை காட்டுறார். அதனால் நீ என்ன மாதா பிதா அப்புறம் தான் குரு. நான் வந்தேன், நீ சிகரெட் விட்டு ஒரு அம்புட்ட, பரவாயில்ல, வருத்தம் இல்லை. ஆனால் உன் தகப்பனை கண்டபோது நீ சிகரெட் எடுத்து பின்னாடி வச்சியே, உன்னை நான் வணங்குகிறேன். அதெல்லாம் வணக்கம்லாம் ஒன்றும் இல்லை சார், அந்த ஆள் கேட்பான். அப்போ அப்பாவும் பையனும் சேர்ந்து அக்னிஹோத்திரம் பண்ணுறான். சிகரெட்டு ஒரு கெடுதல், சாராயம் ஒரு கெடுதல். இன்னைக்கு மக்களுக்கு சார் ஹேயம் துக்கம் அநாகதம், பதஞ்சலி யோக சூத்திரம். தி பெயின் which is yet to be experienced can be intellectually prevented. பதஞ்சலி யோக சூத்திரத்தில் இருக்கு. வருமுன் காப்போம். அப்போ என்ன செய்யலாம்? ரொம்ப சிரமமான ஒரு காலகட்டத்தில் நம்ம இருக்கோம். புதுசாக நோய் வருது. இன்டர்நெட்டை படிச்சுட்டு வந்து எங்களை கேள்வி கேட்குறான். ஏதோ எக்ஸாம் எம்டி ஃபைனல் இயர் பாஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம், இப்போ சார் அந்த மாதிரி போட்டிருக்கேன், நீங்கள் இது கொடுக்குறீங்களே, இன்டர்நெட்டுக்கு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்காயா? நான் இத்தனை பேரை உயிரோட பார்த்துருக்கேன், நீ அதை பார்த்துட்டு வந்து கேட்குறியே. எல்லாம் அப்படிலாம் கேட்குறாங்க. இப்போது படிக்கும்போதே எடுத்து படிச்சுன்னு வந்து கேட்குறான். அதனால் டாக்டருடைய பாடம் ரொம்ப சிரமமாக தான் இருக்குது. இந்த அம்மா எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆழ்ந்த உறவு எங்களுக்குள்ள. அதனால தான் நான் கன்னியாகுமரியிலேருந்து நாங்கள் எல்லோரும் வந்தோம். ஏன்னா அந்த அன்புக்கு கட்டுப்பட்டு நாங்கள் வந்தோம். எவ்வளவோ செய்யணும். ஆயுர்வேத டாக்டர்ஸ்லாம் மனசில் கொஞ்சமாவது நல்ல தன்மை இருந்ததுன்னா, இந்த மாதிரி என்ன அவளுக்கு நீ என்ன மருந்து விற்கணும்னு என்ன தலையெழுத்தா, ஆயுர்வேதத்தை தூக்கி நிறுத்தணும்னு என்ன தலையெழுத்தா? தூக்கி நிறுத்துறதுக்கு வேறு ஆள் இல்லையா? நாங்கள்லாம் பண்ணலையா? நாங்கள் பண்ணினப்புறம் அது தூக்கி எழும்பிடுத்தா? எல்லாம் ஒன்றும் இல்லையே. அந்த குழந்தை சொல்லிட்டு போனால், அந்த குழந்தை சொல்லிட்டு போன நல்ல காரியத்தை நம்ம இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் செய்யணும் அப்படிங்கிற எண்ணத்தில் அந்த அம்மா வாழ்க்கைக்கு ஒரு அர்த்தம் கற்பித்து இதை செய்துண்டு 4 பேருக்கு வேலை கொடுத்து சம்பளம் கொடுத்து அவளை நன்னா பார்த்துண்டு என்னை மாதிரிப்பட்ட ஆசாமிகளுக்குன்னு சாப்பாடை போட்டுண்டு இந்த மாதிரிலாம் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்காளே. அப்போ அவளை நம்ம கை கொடுக்க வேண்டாமா? அது நம்மளுடைய அறம் சார்ந்த செயல்களில் ஒன்று இல்லையா? என்னத்தை நம்ம கொண்டு போக போகிறோம்? அதனால தான் நான் அந்த அம்மா கூடவே இருக்கேன். ஒரு காலகட்டத்தில் நான் கிளினிக்லேருந்து வெளியில் வந்தபோது, நீங்கள் வர்றது எனக்கு சந்தோஷம்னு என்னை அப்படியே கூட்டிட்டு போய் ஒரு சேரை போட்டுட்டா. நான் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணினதுலேயே மோஸ்ட் கம்ஃபர்டபுள் பிளேஸ் ஹெவன்லி ஃபியூவல்ஸ் தான். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பெரிய மனசு. இது எல்லாத்தையும் விட நமக்கு வாழ்க்கையில் தேவை குருவனுடைய அனுகிரகம். குரு அனுகிரகத்துக்கும் இறை அனுகிரகத்துக்கும் ஈஸ்வரோ குரு ஆத்மேதி ஒன்று தான். ஆனால் அது எடுத்தோடனே அது புரியாது. திருமூரர் சொல்கிறார், யார் அறிவார் எங்கள் அண்ணலின் பெருமையை, யார் அறிவார் அதன் அகலமும் நீளமும், பேரறியாத பெருஞ்சுடர் ஒன்றின் வேறறியாமை விளம்புகின்றேனே. 3000 பாட்டு எழுதியிருக்கார் சார். 3000 போட்டுட்டு 3000 மூவன் தமிழ் செய்த 3000 பாட்டு எழுதிட்டு சொல்கிறார், யார் அறிவார் எங்கள் அண்ணலின் பெருமையை. யார் சொல்ல முடியும்? என் குருநாதருடைய பெருமையை சொல்ல முடியுமா? இதே தான் என் குருநாதர் டாக்டர் வைத்தியநாதன் சார். என் குருநாதருடைய பெருமை ரொம்ப வசதி. ஒன்றுமே எனக்கு படிப்பே வராமல் இருந்தது. என் குரு அனுகிரகத்தினால எனக்கு ஞானம், எங்கள் தாத்தாவனுடைய தர்மத்தினால எனக்கு ஞானம். இல்லைன்னா நான் ஒரு காலத்துலேயும் என்னை பார்க்க இவ்வளோ பேர் வெயிட் பண்ணுவான், நான் தான் வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பேன்னு நினச்சேன். எல்லாம் நான் எதிர்பார்க்கவே இல்லை. எது நான் ஆசைப்பட்டேனோ எனக்கு இப்போ அதெல்லாம் வேண்டான்னு தோணிடுது. நான் இந்த விஷயங்களை படித்து ஆரோக்கியம் இருந்தபோது, ஆயுர்வேதத்திலே ஹெல்த்துக்கு ஸ்வஸ்தகான்னு அர்த்தம், ஸ்வே திஷ்டதி இது, தன்னை உணர்ந்து சார்ந்து இருத்தல்னு அர்த்தம். இதை விட இதை எப்படி இதே 1 மணிக்கூர் பேசலாம். ஒரு மணிக்கூர் பேசலாம். நிர்திஷ்டம் தெய்வ சப்தேன, முன்வினை தொகுப்பு. அதனால தான் நான் எழுதியிருக்கேன், கர்மா இஸ் a slow acting virus which has got a longer incubation period ன்னு எழுதியிருக்கேன். பட் இது எவ்வளவு பெரிய விஷயங்கள். யார் அறிவார் எங்கள் அண்ணலின் பெருமையை, யார் அறிவார் அதன் அகலமும் நீளமும், பேரறியாத பெருஞ்சுடர் ஒன்றின் வேரறியாமை. அதனுடைய ரூட்டை பற்றி நான் பேச போகிறேங்கிறார். நான் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போது என் குருநாதர் ஒரு நாளைக்கு பவழ பஸ்மம் சந்திர ஒளியில் செய்துட்டு இருந்தார். ஒரு பௌர்ணமி. நம்ம ஹெப்பர் மாதிரி ஸ்லோகங்களெல்லாம் அடித்து துவம்சம் பண்ணி அவருக்கு ஒரு 15,000-20,000 ஸ்லோகம் பாடம். எனக்கு அவர் பேசினதை கேட்டதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம சரி மூட்டையை கட்டிட்டு தரிசனங்கோப்பு போய் ஏதாவது விவசாயமோ பேங்கில் கிளர்க்கோ இருக்கோ ஆகும்னு தான் நினச்சேன். நான் அவர்கிட்ட கேட்டேன், சார் நீங்கள் இவ்வளோ படிச்சிருக்கேள், எனக்கு அந்த அளவுக்கு படிப்பு வராது, குரு அனுக்கிரகத்துக்கு சொல்கிறேன், படிப்பு வராது, ஏதாவது ஒரு சாப்டர் சொல்லுங்க, படித்து நானும் உங்களை மாதிரி ஏதோ பொழைச்ச 5-10 பார்த்து பசிக்கு ஏதோ பார்த்துக்கிறேன். நான் என்ன புக்கு படிக்கணும், எனக்கு ஒன்றும் முடியலேன்னு அழுதேன். இந்த அழும்போது என் அகங்காரம் போயிடுது. என்னுடைய அகங்காரம் குருவின் சந்நிதியில் முட்டி மோதி நொறுங்கியது. அப்போ அவர் சொன்னார், நெஞ்சில் அப்படி அணைச்சி கை போட்டுட்டு படியிலேருந்து இறங்கி வந்தார். மாதேவன், யூ டோன்ட் ஹாவ் டு ஸ்டடி எனிதிங், ஆல்ரெடி ஐ ஹாவ் ஸ்டடீடு, யூ ஜஸ்ட் ஃபாலோ மீன்னு சொன்னார். அதிலிருந்து அவருடைய பாதையில் அப்படியே. எதுக்கு சொல்கிறேன், இந்த எம்பிபிஎஸ் மாதிரி இல்லை இந்த ஆயுஷ் சிஸ்டம். இது ஒரு சம்பிரதாயமாக நம்ம படிக்க வேண்டிய விஷயங்கள். அந்த மாதிரி சம்பிரதாயமாக படித்து வந்த ஒரு உயர்ந்த ஆத்மா ஹெப்பர். நான் 15,000 பக்கம் எழுதியிருக்கேன். அவன் அதை விட பிரம்மாண்டமாக பண்ணியிருக்கேன். He has done more than that. He has written commentary for Charaka Samhita, translated Ashtanga Hridayam. I bought his book on Tridosha. His work is monumental. I am writing a book called Symptomatology in Ayurveda. Yesterday, 2 days before, I asked my student, Dr. Fatima Shamina. Fatima, she has, நான் பேசி கொடுத்ததெல்லாம் அவள் டைப் பண்ணி கொண்டு வரா. அதில் 2 யோகம், பத்யா கட்பலாதி கஷாயம், சித்திரக கிரந்தியாதி கஷாயம். நான் ஒன்றுக்கு நோட்ஸ் எழுதுகிறேன். அஷ்டாங்கிரதயம், குல்ம சிகிச்சா, விடலவணம், பிரக்ஷேபம், ஹிங்கு பிரக்ஷேபம்னு எழுந்து வரேன். ஆயுர்வேத டாக்டர்ஸுக்கு தெரியும். அப்போ சொன்னார், சார் இதெல்லாம் எதுக்கு சார் எழுதுகிறேன்? She asked me, why are you writing all these things, Dr. Mahadevan, my dear Guru? You are writing the name of the chapter and yogas for everything. This is not needed. Already Dr. Hebbar had done in easy Ayurveda. You just touch, it is coming. Still you are writing the commentary. Then I saw the website. What a work he has done. நமக்கு ஒரு இளைஞன் இவ்வளவு தூரம் ஆயுர்வேதத்தில் செய்திருக்கிறது ரொம்ப பெருசு. It is great. I am very happy that he is here with us. I bless him, congratulate him, and from my heart I wish him all the best. அதே மாதிரி ஹரி நம்ம சிஷ்யன் பிரமாதமாக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணினா, பாடம் சொல்லி கொடுத்ததுக்கு. இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணுறது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். நான் ஒரு சதஸில் போய் பேசுகிறேன், விவேகானந்த கேந்திராவில் முன்னாடியே சொல்லியிருக்கேன். விவேகானந்தரை பற்றி பேசணும்னு விவேகானந்த கேந்திராவில் ஒரு ஸ்கூல் கேந்திரா பக்கத்தில் என்கிட்ட கேட்டார், டாக்டர் மாதவன் நீங்கள் விவேகானந்தரை பற்றி பேசணும். ஈ டாக்ட் அபவுட் ராமகிருஷ்ண பரமஹம்சா. ஐ வில் ஃபினிஷ் வித் விவேகானந்தா. மாதேவன் யூ ஷுட் டாக் அபவுட் விவேகானந்தா. ஓகே சார். ஒரு 25 ஃபோன் கால்ஸ். மாதேவன் நீங்கள் விவேகானந்தரை பற்றி. சரி சார் பேசிக்கிட்டேன் சார், நீங்கள் திருப்பி சொல்ல பயமாக இருக்கே சார், நான் பேசிக்கிட்டேன். கடைசி எல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு ஸ்டேஜில் நான் உட்காந்துருக்கேன். சார் விவேகானந்தரை பற்றி பேச நேராக ஸ்டேஜுக்கு போய் இந்த அசடு, இப்பொழுது சுவாமி விவேகானந்தர் அவர்கள் மாதேவனை பற்றி பேசுவார்கள்ட்ட. இவன் என்னை அப்படி இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணலை, ஒழுங்காக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணினா. அதனால் ஹரிக்கு என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள். ஒரு குருநாதருடைய சேவைன்னா எனக்கு பாய் விரித்து போட்டிருக்கான், ராத்திரி சாப்பாடை சமைச்சு போட்டிருக்கான். யார் சார் செய்வா? நான் கூட என் குருவுக்கு சமைச்சது கிடையாது, ஏன்னா எனக்கு வெந்நீரே போட தெரியாது. அப்புறம் அக்ஷயா, எஸ்என்பி சார், எல்லாரும், ராதிகா மேடம் வந்திருக்காங்க, மேடம் ஹெச்ஓடி ஆஃப் அண்ணா ஹாஸ்பிட்டல், நம்முடைய சிஷ்ய கோடிகள், சஜு என்னுடைய செக்ரட்டரி. இதெல்லாம் விட ஒரு ஆயுர்வேத டாக்டர் வைத்தியர்னு தெரிஞ்சும் என்னை கல்யாணம் பண்ணி எனக்கு ஒரு வாழ்க்கையை தந்த என் மனைவி. ரொம்ப கஷ்டம் இல்லையா? ஆயுர்வேத டாக்டர்ஸுக்கு கல்யாணம் ஆகிறது ரொம்ப சிரமமாக இருக்குது, பொண்ணு கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி ஆயுர்வேத டாக்டர்ஸுக்கு நிறைய பிரச்சனை இருக்குதுன்னு ஹெப்பர் டோல்டு, திஸ் இஸ் ஆல்சோ எ பிக் ப்ராப்ளம். ஸோ நாங்கள் லதாம்மாட்ட சொல்லிக்கிறது என்னென்னா, உங்கள் கூடவே நாங்கள் இருப்போம், எங்களுடைய அன்பு ஆதரவு உங்களுக்கு உண்டு. இங்கே வந்திருக்கின்ற அனைவரும் ஆயுகு, ஆரோக்கியம், காந்தி, ஸ்வரம், வர்ணம், ஔதரியம், தேகபலம், இந்திரிய பலம், வாக்சித்தி போன்ற எல்லா நற்குணங்களும் பெற்று பரம ஆரோக்கியமாக வாழ. ஏன்னா நோயற்ற வாழ்வு குறைவற்ற செல்வம். பணம் கூட வேண்டாம் சார், ஒரு பிபி, சுகர், கான்ஸ்டிபேஷன் இல்லாமல் இருந்தவன் பாக்கியவான், ராத்திரி கொரட்டை விடாதவன் பாக்கியவான். பெரிய டைவர்ஸ்லாம் ஏற்படுறது. ஸ்லீப் அப்னியா பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம் சார். 10க்கு 3 கார்டியாக் ஃபெயிலியர் ஸ்லீப் அப்னியா, கொரட்டைனால வருது. கொரட்டை சரி, நான் சில ட்ரெயினில் போகிறதே நான் பயமாக இருக்குது. செகண்ட் ஏசியில் சிலவன் கொரட்டை விட்டு அப்படியே மேலே போய் பல்லவி பாடி சுரபேதம்லாம் பண்ணி கீழே இறங்குறான். நமக்கு அப்படியே மூக்கில் நசியம் பண்ணிடலாமா தோன்றுறது. அந்த மாதிரி இல்லாமல் அம்மா ரொம்ப உங்களுடைய, நான் எதுக்கு சிரிப்பாக பேசினேன்னா, ஒரு கனத்த நிகழ்வுக்கு வந்தோம், கிரியினுடைய நினைவு நம்மளை கனத்து அழுகைக்கு உள்ள ஆக்கிடக்கூடாது, அந்த அழுகையிலிருந்து விடுபட்டு வீறு கொண்டு எழுந்து நம்ம பணிகளை ஆற்றணும், அதுக்கு மனத்தொய்வு ஏற்படப்படாது என்பதற்காகத்தான் நகைச்சுவையாக பேசினேன். அல்லாமல் என் இருதயத்திலும் கனம் இருக்கிறது, என் கண்களும் நீரை பெருக்குகின்றன என்று கூறிக்கொண்டு அனைவருக்கும் நல் வாழ்த்துக்களை கூறி, எவன்லி ஃபியர் குடும்பத்தாருக்கு நன்றியை கூறி, இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்ற பெரியவர்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வணக்கங்களை கூறி, தம்பி ஹெப்பர் அவர்களுக்கு மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை எனது ஆசீர்வாதங்களையும் நல்வாழ்த்துக்களையும் கூறி, எனது தாத்தா மகாதேவ ஐயரையும் குருநாதர் வைத்தியநாதன் சாரையும் நினைவு கூர்ந்து நன்றி சொல்லி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for your benevolent words. Thank you so much for your informative and enlightening speech. To mark this occasion, our trust has prepared a small gesture of gratitude for each of our esteemed guests. Along with the cherished memories of this evening, we would like to present them a small token of appreciation and a memento. Dignitaries, it is a humble expression of our gratitude for the time and support you have generously given to be here with us today. We request Mrs. Kala Chandrasekhar, Giri's maternal aunt, to honor Dr. Janardhan Hebbar. Doctor, we applaud your efforts in making Ayurveda easily accessible to everyone alike. Your content creation and style of execution are extraordinary. Thank you for delivering the memorial lecture today. It was highly insightful and enlightening. We now request Mr. S.N. Balasubramanian, our mentor, to honor Mr. Sridhar Jagannathan. Thank you so much, Rotarian, for your articulate speech. It was very refreshing. We would also like to applaud your laudable service in Rotary. We request Mrs. Lalita Venkatakrishnan, Giri's mother, to honor Dr. L. Mahadevan. Doctor, words will not be enough to express our gratitude for your dignified presence in our lives. Thank you so much for your continued support in all our activities. Last but never the least, we request Dr. L. Mahadevan, our well-wisher, friend and illustrious guide, to present the memento to Dr. Kamala Vishwanathan, commemorating her notable contributions and service to the Trust. Dr. Kamala, we wish you all the success in your future endeavors. Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged in order to exist at all. We are almost near the end of the evening. Let us now call upon Mrs. Kala Chandrasekhar, Giri's maternal aunt, who is also the company secretary at Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, Mumbai, to present the vote of thanks.
Good evening to all. It is indeed my profound pleasure to propose a vote of thanks today on the event of the memorial lecture of my nephew Giri. I do not have any words. My words are not enough to express gratitude to the esteemed speakers of today's evening who made our evening so memorable. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Kamala Vishwanathan for giving a great start to the function today by giving an insight on the personality of my nephew Giri. Thank you, Doctor. Today we had a bouquet of ideas, advice and inputs from Dr. Janardhan Hebbar, who through his life journey has discovered Ayurveda as a better way of healing. Doctor, you spoke to us from your heart today. So we really enjoyed and we could take part in your journey and take your ideas to our heart as well. Also, his message of achieving a disease-free world through physicians educating the common masses really touched our heart, because this is what we try to do in Heavenly Field. I, on my behalf and on behalf of the entire Color Amalgamations group, would like to thank you for taking time off from your busy schedule for being with us today. We were also very fortunate today to have with us Rotarian Sridhar Jagannathan, an extraordinary individual who is an engineer, management expert, and philanthropist all rolled into one. He treated us with his entertaining and meaningful speech today. It really touched our heart to know that he had been inspired by Giri's autobiography. Your message to replace hope with belief has strengthened our determination to reach our vision of disease-free world. I thank you, sir, with the bottom of my heart for taking time off and being with us today. Dr. Mahadevan, the doyen of Ayurveda, has been a great support for the Color Amalgamations and Heavenly Fuel group. His advice and support has taken us through the various ups and downs and twists and turns in our journey. He enthralled us today by his knowledge of scriptures and gave us an insight into Ayurveda way of healing. I thank him from the bottom of my heart for taking time off and being with us today. I thank the MMA for having accommodated us today. Further, I thank each and every member of the Color Amalgamations family. Special mention to the Managing Director, Lalita Venkatakrishnan, Mentor Shri S.N. Balasubramanian, Kavya Janaki, Akshaya Ramakrishnan, Dr. Hari Krishnan, and the entire family for putting their heart and soul to make this event a grand success. Last but not the least, I thank each and every one of you gathered here today for lending your support and your help in taking our journey through. Thank you so much.
Before we drop the curtain on the program, we would like to play Giri's favorite song, I Have a Dream by ABBA. We adopted this hymn to realize Giri's dream. I request my colleagues at Color Amalgamation Group to come forward on the stage to perform this song as a homage to Giri. We request all of you to kindly switch on the flashlight in your phones and wave the phone in sync with the tune. Thank you.
If you see the wonder of a fairy tale, you can take the future, even if you fail. I believe in angels, something good in everything I see. I believe in angels, when I know the time is right for me, I'll cross the street. I have a dream, I have a dream.
We would like to conclude this event with the national anthem. It is a collective effort initiated by Giri's elder cousin Parvati from Dallas, USA. She has managed to create an ensemble uniting several family members across various countries. Please enjoy this video put together by all those who loved him dearly.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
End of anything is the starting of the next event. Meaning of END is effort of the new dream. We look forward to seeing all of you at the next Giridhar Memorial Lecture on Wednesday, 15 August 2024. Thank you so much everyone for your valuable time. It is your presence and enthusiasm that made this event special and meaningful. Please enjoy the sumptuous dinner. Thank you.